Welcome back to the Reno-Sparks Real Estate Market Update Show, this time for December 2023. We are going to update you on the latest market conditions for the Reno-Sparks real estate market. As real estate conditions continue to evolve, understanding the current data, trends, and charts is critical. In this episode, we're going to take a deep dive into the most recent data and analysis, bringing you the insights needed to navigate the market confidently. From the shifting dynamics of supply and demand to the latest pricing trends and opportunities, we're going to give you an in-depth look at what's happening right here in Reno-Sparks. So stay tuned. Let's get started.
Assist you sell way smarter.
So welcome back. This is for single-family residential properties only right here in Reno-Sparks. And this is intended to give you a 30,000-foot macro overview of the market conditions. And the first chart we always look at is interest rate. And as you can see from the chart attached at the bottom of the screen, here are the years starting in 2000 and going all the way up to current day. And on the left side over here is the interest rate, starting at 2% going up to 9%. Now this chart goes back to roughly 2000, where interest rates are at 8%. And of course, if you've been around the real estate market at all over the last couple of decades, you know interest rates have been falling year after year until they reached a bottom back in 2021, 2022 of under 3%. And as you can see over here on the right side of the screen, we're currently sitting at around 7% interest for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. Now let's take a look at the chart or the graph that gets the most attention, and that is the median sale price right here in the Reno-Sparks area. Now when you're looking at this chart, you'll see over here is the main data point. You'll see where it says prior period. You'll see November 2023. That's through the end of November. The prior period would be the previous month, in this case October. The same period prior year would be November of 2022. So right now our median price in the Reno-Sparks area is sitting at $551,000 even. That's down 4.2% from last month, where we're at $575,000, but that's up slightly at 1.8%, where we were at $541,000 the same time last year. And as you can see, if I throw up the 30-year mortgage rates, you see those decline. And as I mentioned, it puts upward pressure on prices. You can see the opposite sort of impact. Lower interest rates lead to higher prices and vice versa. You can see the higher interest rates right here actually led to a drop in prices before a slight rebound. Now on these charts, you can see over here is the price. On the bottom is the dates. Now let's look into yearly sales. Now this is the overall homes that sold right here in the Reno-Sparks general area for 2023. Now this is from November 2022 through November 2023, so a full 12-year cycle. And as you can see, if you go back to 2013, 14, 15 down at the bottom, and the number of sales over here, right around 6,000 is about average. You'll see it hit, we went slightly over 6,000 back in 2015, 16, but right around 5,800 to 6,400 in that range would be considered normal. And as you can see, this last year plus, we are well under pace at 4,042. So roughly 2,000 off. Let's look at active listings. So these are the homes that are currently on the market for sale. So if you went out to look at a house to purchase, these are the homes that you could go look at and write an offer and buy. If you're thinking about selling, or if you're selling your home, you're one of these 805, and this would be your competition for selling. And as you can see on the left side is the number of homes for sale, and again, the dates are along the bottom. And as you can see, it does fluctuate. It's very seasonal, usually in the spring. So January, February, things start to pick up in terms of homes coming onto the market. We tend to peak out somewhere in the May, June area before we start to fall back into the winter months, fall, and into October, November, December, and so on. And right now we're sitting at 805 total homes on the market, which is down 16% from last month and down 33.5% from last year, where we had 1,211. So we have quite a few less homes on the market than we would normally have. Now let's look at active by price. So this chart shows you on the left side is the number of homes. Along the bottom is the different price ranges. So you have 2 to 300, 3 to 400, 4 to 500, and so on. You can see that here along the bottom. The majority of the active homes on the market are between $400,000 and about $750,000. Now let's look at new listings. Now, these came on the market. These are people that said, yep, I want to sell my home. They listed their home. They put it on the open market for somebody to come purchase. Now, the 804 that you saw before was all homes on the market. So some of these 304 are still on the market today. Some of them might have already sold. But this just gives you a general idea of how many listings are coming on the market on a monthly basis. We're sitting at 304 total listings came on the market in November. That is down 28.6% from October of 2023, where we had 426, and is down 3.2% from the same period last year. So let's look at new listings by price, and this is where it starts to get interesting. You can see the most of the new listings came on the market between 400 and roughly 650, 700, and that's in this area right here. Now notice very few listings came on the market in this upper end price range, and if I go active by price, you can see there's still a bunch of actives, but very few new ones are coming on the market in the upper end price ranges. So that's active inventory and new inventory. What about the number of homes that have sold? November, we had 360 total sales, which is down 7% from October of 2023, and down 9.1% from the same period in 2022, November of 2022. One thing I do want to note here is if you look back in 2023, you'll notice a massive drop in the number of total sales, and we hit roughly 250. If you look at normal trend lines, a low for early part of the year is right around 400, 450, and we usually peak out around the 650 range, give or take. If you notice over here in 2023, we started much lower than we would average, and we peaked out at right around 500, so significantly less. But I want you to notice this trend, this drop in total number of sales. And let's go back over to the 30-year mortgage. Notice that is in January of 2023. If we go to the 30-year mortgage and we correspond, look what happened in January of 2023. This massive spike in interest rates, closed sales, if you look at that right here. So they correspond. That's why we share with you mortgage rates first. They have a big impact on prices and trends in general. Now let's look at closed by price. And this is why I wanted you to note the higher end price range of the million plus. Very few sales are taking place in the upper end price ranges. Now, if I go back to active by price, you can see we have a lot on the market. If I go closed by price, very few are selling. Most of the sales are taking place between 400 and 500 and 5 to 6. And it starts to fall off when you hit 650 and above. It really starts to fall off in terms of number of sales. So let's look at unsold listings. Now, what does unsold listings mean? This means somebody put their home on the market for maybe a couple of months, 3, 4, 5, 6 months or whatever, and it didn't sell for one reason or another. Meaning it expired, it got taken off the market, it did not sell through. Now, as you can see, it fluctuates quite a bit depending on market conditions. But normally we would see between 75 and roughly 100 unsold lists. Now, let's look at overall supply on the market. What does this mean? Well, it's the number of months of inventory of homes available on the market. So, for example, let's say you sold 500 homes a month and you currently have 1,000 on the market. That'd be 2 months of inventory, meaning if you didn't list another home and you sold through all that inventory, it'd take you 2 months to sell through. Right now, we're sitting at 2.2 months, which is down 10%, where we had 2.5 last month or October of 2023, but is down 26.9% from this time last year, where we had over 3 months of inventory. So we don't have a lot of inventory in the market, but where it really gets interesting if we talk about price range. And if you look, $1.5 million, there is over 9 months of inventory on the market, which is a lot of inventory. If you go to $1 million, $1.5 million, there's almost 4 months. And as you can see, there's very little inventory on the market down in the 3, 4, 5, 600. So very much a story of price range here in the Reno-Sparks area. If you're about 650, 700 and above, things have slowed down significantly. If you're below that 650, 600 mark and less, things are still moving very, very good. So hopefully you got the information you need. Now, if you have any questions whatsoever about the local market, maybe you want to know more about what your home will sell for, maybe you're thinking about buying a home, don't hesitate to reach out, give us a call, shoot us an email. You can visit our website right over here at 4renohomes.com. And for those of you thinking of selling your home, you should consider assisted sale. You can sell your home for only $4,995, $4,995, and that's regardless of the price of your home. So if your home is $400,000, $600,000, $800,000, doesn't matter. It's the same price for everyone. So check it out today, 688-6060. area code 775-info@4renohomes.com. We'll see you next time right here on the Reno-Sparks Real Estate Market Update Show. Bye-bye.
Assist you sell way smarter.